Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Advancement Center. Welcome to the world of magic and miracles and beyond. Once again, there's the speed, the rate at which we're moving has again been accelerated, and there's so much new, unbelievable, exciting doors flying open, windows flying open, new channels being created, just as channels are created as each and every one of us sits here in front of this camera. To each and every one of you who may be watching today or may be watching in the future, these brilliant new channels of communication. It's bringing in more than I can express. I'm going to do my best today to connect with these massive flows that are happening. But when it's this massive, it can be challenging sometimes, at least to begin. So I'll just begin with what a beautiful day it is here in Santa Barbara, how I've already been greeted by a hawk on my way in, a mockingbird just before this broadcast began, emerald green hills everywhere, and a clarity and a beauty and a brilliance that just seems to be growing. And not just in nature, but in humanity itself. There's something new that's showing up. It shows up every day, but this is at a much greater scale. I want to have access to words, but I'm going to let go of that particular brain function today and just access the feelings, the feeling of it all. And I just want to say, as I personally see myself, feel myself at the right hand of my Creator, wow, everything else vanishes for a moment. As I experience this incredible calm, but also this widening awareness. It's like I can see everywhere. It's an interesting sensation when you're in physical form, because when I can see everywhere, it's way beyond what we perceive as our vision here in the physical body. It's seeing everywhere. It's being everywhere. And what's so exciting is our ability to look into the future, see the future. And this has been popping in more than ever before, to the point where I'm actually expressing it, not just here, but in my place of work. I can't help it. But the exciting news is it's also being received. There's magic. There's magic in the air. the atmosphere in everyone. And it's catching even beyond what we think is our form of communication. It goes way beyond these words. The words, in fact, act only as carriers, or mostly as carriers. And there's so much more. The transmissions that come, especially here from the Advancement Center, are momentous. Each one is so incredibly unique and beautiful, like each and every one of us. And this beauty is almost becoming blinding as everyone's light gets brighter and brighter. And I continue to see this ball of light come out from each and every one of us to paint the world. And we all have our own unique creations. And the fun of stepping in to someone else's creation from time to time can be absolutely exhilarating. So there's a lot that happens here. Way beyond the normal channels of thought. Again, it's thought. I see humanity coming to the point of letting the processes that have been set up here, only using thought and the mind. I'm seeing this. It's like a mesh net passing through this net of thought and mind, and coming right through it is magic and miracles, and these channels of communication that operate when magic and miracles are at play, which is now. It's like thinking, it's like feeling the trees. And as you become more and more aware of their connection to each other, literally all over the planet, this matrix, and then how they interact with us as humans. The animals interact with us, with the trees. It's quite complex, and yet it's quite magic. And we don't necessarily have to see it or understand it. I'm just painting a picture because it has a way of relaxing the mind and allowing this beautiful new communication to come through more easily. To let it be. And before you know it, you'll be laughing with joy and excitement, because these are the feelings that come through really easily in these channels. And again, it's so much fun. It just reminds me of how easy it is, how we place our orders all the time. But when we have this awareness, how quickly our orders are actually fulfilled. For example, I just said the other day or the other week how I wanted more laughter, more joy. And before I mean, just about instantly, it was everywhere around me, all kinds of circumstances, places, situations. It was everywhere. And all I did was I just had a simple moment of desire for this experience, and there it was. And it continues. And it's not something that's work. It's not something that there's no difficulties in anything. We still have our moments where we may perceive something as a problem or as a difficulty. But what's happening for me is almost as quickly as that perception comes into my awareness, it almost immediately gets replaced by the knowing of the magic and the miracles that are happening behind the scenes. So there's no difficulties. It's interesting being in this time-based world because things don't always work in the time we like. I myself can be especially impatient over the years because I feel like I've always felt like things here are so slow. I know I have a comfort when things are moving more quickly. And as they slow down or something like driving down the freeway and suddenly you're stuck behind slow drivers, and I have this moment of, oh, like I want to continue in my flow. It's actually getting easier, and traffic is parting more often, but it's this flow. I'm so aware of it. I've always been aware of it. When you're in the flow, everything just, it's so easy to feel the perfection and the way everything drops into your flow just at the right moment. Like this incredibly choreographed dance. It is an incredibly choreographed dance by your creator, by yourself, as you plunge into this pool of love, and the magic and the miracles is holding you up and keeping you buoyant. It's an absolutely beautiful feeling. And the more you play, the more will pop into your experience out of nowhere. Feelings that feel so familiar, but you don't really know what you're looking at. I get visuals of times and places. Well, I don't know about time. I don't know when. There is no when, but places or environments. And there's just this unbelievable feeling of elation but at the same time, it's a feeling of calm. It's really hard to put words to this. But there's this unbelievable sense of being home. And it's the home I've known about since the moment I arrived on planet Earth. And it's coming back into my awareness more and more and more. And I just saw, wow, it's like it's like I'm looking at a wormhole, and there's two realms, dimensions even, and this wormhole connects them. And it's almost like I'm very slowly going through this wormhole, and the one realm I know is getting lighter, and this new realm, and yet also my home, is becoming more vivid, until before I know it, I know I'm going to be in my home. Completely. And yet I will still be in physical form. It will just be the pure essence of Genya. There's a journey for you. Wow. The brilliance of every being, entity that has offered, still offers, will always offer their most unbelievable, unending support for each and every one of us as we explore this incredible existence. And bring life to life itself. I love those words. Robert uses them often in his broadcasts. Maybe Simeon as well. I get them mixed up. But it's what this feels like. And for any of you not familiar with what we do here at the Advancement Center, perhaps you're going to come across this broadcast at another time. I just have to reference the broadcast of Robert Young from yesterday, Monday, February 6th. Unbelievable. I'm feeling a little bit of what I felt yesterday as this broadcast carried me to a place where all I could say is I felt like I was high. And it didn't go away after it ended. We celebrate afterwards together, and it was still there. And I feel it's coming in today as well. It's an unbelievable feeling. We don't need anything outside of us except these unbelievably loving, gentle, some are reminders, some are connections, some are opening doors. But this experience is completely yours. As each and every one of us reflects the beauty of us to us. So I offer you the biggest, most beautiful bouquet of flowers that you've ever seen in your entire life. The flowers are surrounding you. You're feeling the softness of the petal, the sweetness, complexity of the scent. And it's like a cloud. They're like a cloud. As they just lift you and hold you and support you in your own journey to your own self, where you feel the magnitude of your brilliant essence, your brilliant magic, the miracles that you provide to the universe every day, just with your presence. So, thank you for joining me once again. And with that beautiful array of flowers and sweetness and love, I send each and every one of you the most perfect life, perfect health, and a magic future. Thank you again for joining me. I'm Genya.